Peter Rosenberg said it. Caitlin Clark, they only popular because they white.
You cannot be a Caitlin Clark fan at this point as a black person. This is what is being said to us.
But she was a white girl from the middle of America.
White girl from America. And obviously, that's going to be polarizing, to say the least. And when we have our racial conversations, right? Oh, that's racist. Are you trying to say that people came out just because saw a white girl playing basketball?
It's craziness, man. Y'all are really bugging. Y'all have lost your damn minds.
Just now, ESPN suggested Caitlin Clark is only popular because she's white.
Because in America, if you're white and good, it's going to be bigger than if you're black and good, which that's challenged right now.
Let that sink in. Not her logo threes, not the record-breaking ratings, just her skin color. If you support Caitlin for her game, not her race, drop a 100% in the comments right now. Because what's happening isn't just unfair, it's a disgrace to the sport.
The #1 attraction in the WNBA. And it's not because of her race, of her color, or for anything else outside of her skill, her talent, and her ability to play basketball and bring excitement to the game.
So here we are, Caitlin Clark, the biggest name in women's basketball, the reason the WNBA is finally making headlines. And instead of celebrating her greatness,
Caitlin Clark, they only popular because they white. Because Peter Rosenberg said it, right?
ESPN's Peter Rosenberg stepped in and said she's only popular because she's white. Let's be clear, this isn't just some anonymous internet comment. This is a national media voice.
Caitlin Clark is a rising star in women's basketball. She's pulling in crazy viewership numbers.
Saying on air that the only reason people love Caitlin is her race, not her record-breaking NCAA career, not her sold-out WNBA arenas, not her logo threes. No, just the fact that she's white. But the backlash came quick.
I think it's really, really exhausting and really exaggerated when we say a white person is going to be better than a black person, especially in basketball. In my mind, all levels, all realms. But in this world, it's unreal.
Former NFL star and sports commentator Marcellus Wiley called out this take immediately. He said, and I quote, "It's exhausting and exaggerated when we say a white person is going to be better than a black person, especially in basketball." He called Rosenberg out directly. "You're just trying to fit in with a narrative that isn't even real."
She is selling out arenas everywhere she goes, even in her second year in the league. Yes, she's currently at this very moment injured, hasn't played as many games this season. And it's not because of her race, of her color, or for anything else outside of her skill, her talent, and her ability to play basketball and bring excitement to the game. The way she plays the game is different than any other WNBA star that we've seen.
Wiley reminded everyone that talent still matters, that jersey sales, TV deals, and packed arenas don't happen because of skin color. They happen because of impact. And Caitlin Clark has impact. She's not being handed anything. She's earned it.
So she's talking about representation, which sometimes gets misrepresented and when we have our racial conversations, right? Oh, that's racist. Some people were saying, oh, you're insufferable. Are you trying to say that people came out just because saw a white girl playing basketball? And then you got to be real with yourself. You got to get in front of that mirror sometimes. You got to do some self-examination because we are great at examining this world.
Even Monica McNutt, in a now viral BBC clip, touched on how race gets thrown into conversations that should be about representation and performance.
I was just about to say same thing for Angel Reese when I had a chance to cover their games. But I think Caitlin represented, and again, some of this to me probably is not fair to her because it was not anything that she said or was truly based on her personality, but she was a white girl from the middle of America.
She said, yes, Caitlin is a white girl from the Midwest, but that doesn't make her popularity invalid. It just means some fans see themselves in her.
I looked at it both ways. The one is the representation argument, which I am not a subscriber to. I will thoroughly admit I have never looked at a group of people or a group of anything and said, I'm going to because they are doing that. Never. Whether it's racial, whether it's athletic, whether it's academic, etc.
The same way other fans see themselves in Angel Reese. That's human. That's normal. But instead of calling it connection, the media calls it privilege. So the question is, why is ESPN choosing to frame her rise through a racial lens instead of a basketball one?
Nobody was watching the WNBA before Caitlin Clark entered the league. That's just an indisputable fact. Tell me how many arenas they sold out. Tell me how many of their players were on super big podcasts talking about the WNBA. None of them. And that's not a slight on their talent or ability, but it's just the fact that Caitlin Clark came into the WNBA and changed the entire landscape of the league.
Let's look at the facts. Before Caitlin Clark, nobody was watching the WNBA like this. That's not an insult to past legends. It's just the truth. She brought in a new wave of fans, created a media buzz the league has never seen, and raised ticket sales across every arena she steps in.
That's nice.
And she was shooting the shit out of it.
Of course she was.
Right. So she was shooting the shit out of it. And
she's the face of the league.
Agreed.
She's the face of the league. Agreed.
And she did it by playing fearlessly. Pulling up from 35 feet, breaking records, talking smack, winning games. Still think this is just about her race? Number, this isn't about Caitlin being white.
Just have nothing but great things to say about who she is as a person. Just so welcoming and so warm as an individual that she can have a conversation with anybody. She's cut from the same cloth as me in that regard. You know what? Us Midwesterners, we tend to just, accept everybody with open arms. She was so kind to my family and everyone in the suite when she came to KC. So huge fans of Caitlin Clark.
This is about Caitlin being better at marketing herself, at drawing a crowd, and at balling out when the lights are brightest. So if ESPN wants to reduce all of that to skin color, they're not just insulting her, they're insulting the entire sport. Because if you can't see the talent, the grit, and the greatness in what Caitlin Clark brings every night, maybe you're not watching basketball at all.
Caitlin Clark is the needle mover.
She is the needle mover.
She is the franchise player.
And she was the MVP. She is the main draw.
She wasn't the one who was full sprinting down the court.
Let's get something straight. Caitlin Clark isn't a star because she's white. She's a star because she earned it with her game, her grit, and her guts.
When we had a discussion about what made Caitlin Clark so popular, why everyone was gravitating towards her, this was after the college basketball career that she had, but just looking back on that, may have been around the time that she had her jersey retired at Iowa.
When people say she's only popular because she's white, they're ignoring the one thing that actually matters in sports: results. Look at what she's done. She didn't just play in college. She changed college basketball.
She is an absolute demon on that court, plays the game hard, it encourages her teammates to be their very best selves. I mean, the Indiana Fever are still winning basketball games, even with Caitlin Clark on the sideline. That just goes to show you what kind of leader she is around the culture. And so we just got to forget about this whole, she's white, but what about all the black? Every league has great players. Every league has had great players that have led the charge in every single generation, in every single sport.
Her games broke TV records. She sold out arenas before she even turned pro. She carried Iowa on her back season after season, dragging them to the national spotlight with her deep threes and firebrand leadership. And now, she's doing the same in the WNBA.
She is selling out arenas everywhere she goes, even in her second year in the league. Yes, she's currently at this very moment injured, hasn't played as many games this season.
Even injured, even under pressure, Caitlin Clark is the #1 draw in the entire league. Not because of race, because of impact, because she's that good. But here's what's really wild. In transcript after transcript, fans, especially black fans, are saying they're now being told they can't even say they like her.
It's a crime now. It's a crime. We have to basically lie and say we think someone else is better because we are not allowed to say, hey, she's really good. I like her. She's my favorite. We're not allowed to have a favorite player that's not our skin color anymore at this point.
One creator said it bluntly. We're being told who we can and can't root for now. Like we need permission to say we enjoy watching Caitlin Clark play. He wasn't exaggerating.
LeBron James can't tell a white basketball player, a good game. What are we talking about, man?
He talked about how even LeBron James was criticized for praising her after a good game. LeBron, the face of the NBA, simply tweeted, "Great game," and people came after him like he committed a crime.
We have no problem saying, hey, I think Jokic is the best player in the league. He's from Serbia. He's white. We don't care. We don't care. We love Luka. We love Luka. We all bombed on the Dallas Mavericks for getting rid of Luka. He's white from overseas. We don't care. It's about the sport. It's about the game. This is not about race. We don't care.
Another creator asked the obvious. So we can say Jokic is the best in the NBA. We can love Luka. We can support Cooper Flagg, but we can't enjoy Caitlin Clark because she's white? This isn't progress. This is prejudice in reverse. And the most frustrating part? Caitlin has never once made this about race. She's never played the victim, never blamed anyone, never said support me because I look like you.
Without all of the people that paved the way. But let's give Caitlin Clark her flowers in this moment and make it nothing else about but her skill and the way she plays the game and the way she handles her business. She became one of the most famous people on the planet in an instant.
She said, support the game, support the league, compete, show up, get better. That's what she's done. And that's why her popularity exploded.
She has a super large fan base that she garnered at Iowa and carried into WNBA with young girls all around the world loving and admiring Caitlin Clark.
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
Why do you like Caitlin?
She's so good at basketball.
Because she's that awesome person and she has like a lot of aura, so like...
Because people, especially young girls, see her playing hard, showing emotion, breaking records, and doing it all under the heaviest spotlight any rookie has ever faced in the WNBA.
I'm sure the mainstream media hates to see this. White people are taking over our beloved dump. Pretend basketball is not for everyone.
We're not talking about someone who was handed stardom. We're talking about someone who walked into the league with a target on her back and still kept dropping 30-footers. You want to know what's really happening? When Caitlin Clark pulls up from the logo, she's iconic.
This ain't the time for you talking about Angel hating her. This ain't the time. Even though I don't believe it to be true. And even if it is, this ain't the time for that.
When Angel Reese does it, she's too loud. Same shot, same floor, different headlines. So maybe the bias isn't with Caitlin Clark. Maybe it's with the people writing the narrative. And the more ESPN and others try to frame her success as racial, the more they erase what she's really done. She changed the league. She changed the numbers, and she's changing the game. That's not race. That's greatness.
In my mind, all levels, all realms. But in this world, it's unreal.
If this is all about race, like ESPN and others keep suggesting, then answer this. Why are so many black fans going out of their way to defend Caitlin Clark? Because that's exactly what's happening.
He's going to be a fantastic basketball player, and there's so many eyes on him because he's taking over a Luka Doncic spot. I mean, first in the Dallas Mavericks had Dirk, then they had Luka. Now they're trying to go to Cooper Flagg as the sort of standard bearer for their organization.
Scroll through the comment sections, watch the reaction videos, listen to the podcasts. You'll see something the media refuses to talk about. Caitlin Clark is loved by hoop fans, black, white, everyone, because she's a baller. In fact, some of the strongest defenses of Caitlin aren't coming from her own demographic.
He's whack. No, I like him. It don't matter your skin color.
They're coming from black creators and fans who are tired of the double standards. One creator in Transcript 2 said it loud and clear. So now we're being told as black men who we can and can't like in sports? That's what it's come to? He wasn't talking about politics. He wasn't talking about social movements. He was talking about basketball.
We have no problem saying, hey, I think Jokic is the best player in the league. He's from Serbia. He's white. We don't care. We don't care. We love Luka. We love Luka. We all bombed on the Dallas Mavericks for getting rid of Luka. He's white from overseas. We don't care. It's about the sport. It's about the game. This is not about race. We don't care.
He said, we can say Jokic is the best player in the NBA. He's from Serbia. He's white. We love Luka. We bombed on the Mavs for letting him go. We don't care. It's about the game. And that's the truth. Real hoop fans aren't watching Caitlin Clark because of her skin color. They're watching her because of how she plays the game.
Caitlin Clark is a rising star in women's basketball. She's pulling in crazy viewership numbers.
She's my role model. I really look up to her.
Why do you like Caitlin?
Yeah, she's so good at basketball.
Because she's that awesome person, and she has like a lot of aura, so like.
Her court vision, her swagger, her logo threes, her trash talk, her poise under pressure. That's why fans keep showing up. But now, according to the media, LeBron can't say great game without being criticized. RG3 has to be careful about praising Caitlin. Black fans have to whisper that they enjoy watching her, like it's a secret, like it's a betrayal. And the most insulting part?
He's going to be a fantastic basketball player, and there's so many eyes on him because he's taking over a Luka Doncic spot. I mean, first in the Dallas Mavericks had Dirk, then they had Luka. Now they're trying to go to Cooper Flagg as the sort of standard bearer for their organization.
Some people are saying these fans are only supporting her because they've been conditioned to praise whiteness in sports. That's not just wrong, that's disrespectful. One YouTube host said it perfectly. We're in barbershops talking about the game, and now we're being told we can't enjoy what we enjoy because it doesn't fit a political narrative? Miss me with that.
We're going to gravitate towards him because of race. We're all going to jump on the Cooper Flagg bandwagon. There's a big gap between those that are going to tune in to watch Cooper Flagg versus those that tune in to watch Caitlin Clark.
This isn't about race. This is about respecting the game. And Caitlin Clark respects the game. She shows up early. She plays hard, she talks her talk, and she backs it up. She's not asking for praise because she's white. She's earning praise because she's elite. And that's why so many fans, regardless of background, are siding with her.
People always talk about representation this and representation that. The sword cuts both ways. Caitlin Clark is being followed by a lot of people who see Caitlin Clark as someone that might be like.
Because they see through the noise. They see through ESPN's spin. They see someone who's being attacked for reasons that have nothing to do with basketball and everything to do with politics, clicks, and controversy. And still, through all that, she keeps showing up. She keeps playing. She keeps competing. She keeps leading. That's why her teammates respect her. That's why her opponents shake her hand after games. That's why fans pack every arena she steps into.
I said a lot of things. One is that she's the all-time leading scorer in the history of the NCAA. I think that helps her popularity. The other is that she's different, right? Like she's a white girl from the middle of corn country in Iowa, and that's very different than what you'd expect.
And it took sports. It just took over sports.
Yeah.
Because in America, if you're white and good, it's going to be bigger than if you're black and good, which that's a challenge right now.
So next time someone says she's only popular because she's white, tell them this. If it was about race, she wouldn't have this many people of every color going to war for her name. This isn't about white, it's about right. And Caitlin Clark is doing everything right.
Make it long-term commercially viable.
Two things. I think it has to show up in our storytelling, and it has to be encouraged by our families.
Yeah.
To me, right? And so covering the WNBA this past season, Caitlin Clark's rookie year, for all of the conversation that surrounded her, some which was fair and some which wasn't, the one thing that I cannot deny is the amount of little girls that were showing up to follow her. Little girls with their parents and the fervor and the energy there.
Why her?
Same thing.
Why her?
Well, I was just about to say same thing for Angel Reese when I had a chance to cover their games. But I think Caitlin represented, and again, some of this to me probably is not fair to her because it was not anything that she said or was truly based on her personality, but she was a white girl from the middle of America. And so she represented a whole lot to a lot of people, whether that is truly what she prescribed to or not. We can all say she is a dynamic basketball player and a force both on the court and the marketing sense. But I do think, same thing with folks that may have fallen in love with Angel Reese that she may or may not have agreed with everything they had to say either. We attach our fandom to these icons for all types of reasons, and sometimes they may not be based in all truth.
So let's stop pretending this is about skin color. Caitlin Clark didn't ask for this race debate. She didn't play the victim. She didn't chase controversy. She just showed up, played her game, and changed the WNBA overnight. While the media spins headlines and pushes narratives, Caitlin just keeps doing what she always has, earning respect, not demanding it. The truth? She's not the problem. She's the proof that greatness still rises, even when it makes people uncomfortable. So if you support Caitlin for her game, not her race, drop a 100% in the comments. And if you're tired of the noise drowning out real talent, like subscribe and share this video. Because the more they try to tear her down, the more will show up and remind them. Real hoopers know who's built for this.